Get it going. Great.
Alright, so I'll just frame this a bit. So I'm basically a full-time organizer with a group called Animal Think Tank. We're based out in the White Cross. And we're essentially, like more broadly, we're trying to build a movement for animal freedom in the UK, but we're starting small and trying to get things going in Lancaster. And essentially, you seem like someone who's connected with various communities in Lancaster, you know, the lay of the land a bit. So I kind of want to brainstorm with you a little bit around, you know, who are the kinds of people that might be worth us approaching.
Okay.
So just to sort of get your get yourself like thinking about where you're connected with, I wanted to just ask a bit about like what does your life look like here in Lancaster? Like I know you mentioned you're involved in 3 Left Feet, and you obviously work here at the Gregsons, so you know people through there. Like, are there, you know, what other spaces do you tend to find yourself in?
At the moment, not a lot.
Yeah.
So at the moment, it is mostly just here and with 3 Left Feet occasionally. I've also done some work with the university, so I'm occasionally sort of I've got some guys there, and I did go to the university as well.
Okay.
So obviously I've got connections to people there. Otherwise, the Duke's Theatre just down the road. I've done work with before. Other than that, currently not really much. This is mostly.
Yeah, this is your life right now. Yeah, cool. And how long have you been in Lancaster?
I've been in Lancaster for 3.5 years.
3.5 years. Okay, sweet. Cool. That's great to know. So I'll explain a bit about what we're trying to do. So essentially, we're trying to get, you know, as part of starting to build a movement, we're trying to get community initiatives going around raising awareness around animal welfare and factory farming in particular is kind of a focus right now. And when I say community initiatives, that could look anything like, you know, going out and petitioning in the city centre. It could look like hosting film nights. It could look like doing like ad hoc dance performances out in Dalton Square. It could look like hosting demonstrations or going and meeting with city councillors, all that sort of thing. So like, I imagine different people will be drawn to do different things. But essentially, yeah, we're looking for people who might be interested in getting involved and being involved in like the first stages of that kind of a movement. And you know, ideally kind of people who have a bit of a spark of leadership, but you know, also there's all sorts of levels of involvement. So yeah, I guess the kind of people we're looking for are people who, you know, might have some kind of inclination to do something around factory farming, but also people who have an inclination to sort of, you know, maybe they make stuff happen, or they've got a bit of a spark around them that you think they have potential to make stuff happen. It could be a young person even who hasn't really done much but has a lot of that kind of fire in them. Or it could be, you know, people who are sort of looking for like something cool in their life right now. So yeah, I'm curious if I put that prompt out there, if there's like 1, 2, or 3 people that come to mind for you.
Not specific people. I'm just trying to think. So we have. I mean, there's a very sort of I guess the clientele of Gregson and stuff. I'd say quite a decent portion of us sort of align with that view.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of very sort of active volunteers and things like that who do a lot of great things.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that would be something. In terms of individual people, I'm struggling a bit because it's just not a conversation I've ever really had in detail with anybody.
Yeah.
And in terms of sort of or like sort of more arts based, you mentioned like sort of dance thing or like a youth thing. So I mean, I'm sure you probably know so that there's university societies dedicated to so there's the vegan society, but then there's also, I'm trying to remember, Society. If I come across it, I'll send it your way.
Cool.
In terms of like, I guess, freelancers or artists in the area, I'm trying to think what work people have done, because I'm sure that there's been a bit of there was a lot of sort of environmental. There's a focus on like environmental work, and I think that the Arts Council is quite big on sort of pushing sort of an environmental sustainability thing with works and things like that. So again, I'm not exactly helping you with any specifics here, but there definitely is there's got to be like a pool of artists.
The Arts Council, is that based in Lancaster?
Oh no, sorry. So the Arts Council is the national.
Oh, the national board.
Yeah. So
do they have representatives in Lancaster?
They'll have councillors, but so the Arts Council basically it's an offshoot of the government, and basically they exist to give money to artists.
Okay.
So that probably wouldn't be a great place to contact.
No.
However, if you did, this is the sort of thing where if you had an idea for a project.
Yeah.
They only fund projects, they don't fund organisations. But if you had an idea for a project that you wanted to do, and it was based in some way, whether that be visual arts or it may even do like heritage stuff. So if there was some way that you could that there was a slant on a project that you were doing that would fit there, then you could apply for a lot of money.
Okay, that's useful to have in the back of my mind. I guess. Thinking more broadly, I mean, people don't even need to have really be that into animal issues. People who might be interested in doing something about factory farming from an environmental perspective, or like a social justice, like a general social justice perspective. Does that bring to mind any other names that might come up? Or?
I mean, basically everybody here. I mean, people sort of around the centre care very much about social justice issues and how. And there's
are there particularly capable individuals, I guess, that you might be thinking about?
Give me a second. It's an interesting one, because I mean that's basically what the people who use this place, they're all very much that a lot of the time that's why they're here to have some sort of I'm just trying to find a list of some of the projects. So I think what might be better. I mean, I'm sure you've got some more to ask me about, so that's fine. But I think what might be a good idea is, because I don't think I'm going to come up with any specific names here, because I'd need the volunteers list, and then also I'd need their permission to pass their name on anyway. Because just off the top of my head, there's just nobody specific coming to mind. So what might be a good idea is for sort of you to give me something from you guys that I can potentially distribute in one way or another.
Sure.
And I'm sure we'd be happy to put out what we've done before, where other organisations have had some sort of call out or request or something that we can probably share. So.
Cool. That might be useful. I'll sort of be transparent. We're trying a slightly different organising approach, where we're trying to sort of headhunt people who are trusted rather than kind of put a call out and take account. So I guess that's kind of the bit of background around why we're having this kind of conversation. I guess a question that comes to mind is, do you have people you know who would be able to put me on to, who might know people that I might who might want to engage with us?
Yes, probably.
Yeah.
So I can speak to Charles, who's also so he's the CEO of Greg's.
Okay.
So he knows a lot more people than I do.
Okay.
He's in a lot of services and things like that.
Right.
So I'm sure he would be able to more easily come up with more specifics because he'd know who has who's done this sort of thing.
Yeah.
Slightly more proactive. Whereas I'm sort of very much coming from I just know I just get the emails through that's like, hi, I want to do this. So
Got it. Yeah.
To me, everybody is like, wow, everybody wants to do something. But he would probably have a bit more of a nuanced perspective, I guess.
Okay. Cool.
On that. There's also there's Rachel at university as well. I think I probably wouldn't give her your or I probably wouldn't give you her contact details, but I might be able to grab a chat with her. I'll make a note as well and just double check she's right for me to pass that on to you. She's done a lot of so she runs feminist film club and she does a lot of sort of just random social justice bits that sort of don't seem connected at all, but I think that's kind of cool actually, because she just sort of throws us out or whatever.
Is she a student or?
No, she's a professor.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll make a note and I'll see if she's interested at all.
Could I grab her last name?
I think if it's all right, I'm going to get in touch with her first.
That's fine.
Because she is a volunteer here, so I'm concerned about
100%.
passing on any information.
GDPR and all
Yes.
that stuff. Cool. So Charles and then Rachel. Anyone else comes to mind?
Again, another volunteer. Another volunteer, Jackie, who is she's done a lot of stuff in the garden. There's also there is Friends of Miss Wally's Fields, who are so they're a subgroup of the Gregsons. So they are technically the Gregsons, but they run and maintain the it's called Miss Wally's Field. It's I don't know if you know where it is. It's Miss Wally, WHALLEY1.
Okay.
Miss Wally's Field, which is it's freehold. It's just sort of I'm trying to think where we are. Yeah, it's just over there. It's just off Derwent Road.
Okay.
It's big space, beautiful space. And they're very good actually. They're a really nice, just small group, and they do. I mean, literally their role is to maintain the field. That's what they do.
Cool.
But yeah, I'm sure they'd be probably actually quite a good contact in terms of. I know there's been an interest from us to sort of hold events and things on the field. That potentially might be something that they might want to do, or if you wanted to have some sort of event there, in an outdoor space. So you can find their contact details on. They've got a website. They're on our website. So that's Paul Wiggins. Who runs that. I think it's Paul Wiggins. So there's a few different ones. Yeah, it's Paul Wiggins. So you can find their contact. There's also Escape to Make. I don't know if you know about them. So they're sort of a charity that they give opportunities to young people basically. Yeah. So that's essentially their role, that they provide art opportunities for young people. But they hosted the Green Festival last year in the summer. So that was on a different field. I don't have the name of it. Something I can't remember. It's sort of up the other way, Primrose Way at the top of Primrose. There's a community garden as well. So they hosted the Green Festival, which I was sort of involved in. That was really nice. So that was mainly geared at sort of just it was essentially a festival where young people ran stores and
cool.
But the theme was sort of environmental sustainability.
Nice.
So that was that. So that could potentially be a decent concept to have as well.
Cool. Do you know who runs Escape Domain?
I don't know who runs it, but I'm sure that would be.
Find them online.
Yeah, I'll have a look who's. Yeah, I know a couple of people involved in them, but I don't know who would be the best people to contact. So. So we've got the admin and marketing. That might be. Production executive, probably not. I think probably your best bet actually would be just. Because again, this is. I know you sort of were looking for individuals more so, but I think it would be a case of getting in touch with Escape to Make.
I'm assuming they have like a contact form.
They've got a website. It's pretty good. They're a pretty well established
Oh right. Yeah.
group. They do really good work. Like I said, I know a few of the people who work there. But I don't know who would be best to contact regarding it. And I don't know if they actually don't have a very. Oh, there we go. Just info@escapetomake.org. That might be a good idea if you wanted to sort of do that. Individuals with that, I don't really know. So Elspeth, who's obviously with Through Life Figures here, is she's involved with them as well.
All right.
So and again, I could give you like names of like freelance artists and things like that.
Yeah.
But sort of everyone's very busy as well. So if you were looking for like commissions for things to do with this, then I could actually give you like quite a few names.
Okay.
In terms of like actually, I guess delivering this is what you're after, then less so. But definitely, Escape to Make is a good one to have because I'm sure it seems like something that they could potentially collaborate with. Although obviously I don't know anything about their plans for the future.
Sure.
So it might be a non-starter.
No. But so I'm thinking about just like sometimes you reach out to these general emails and you don't get a response. I'm wondering if it'd be worth, say, you put me in touch with Elspeth, for instance, and then she could get us in whoever leads the thing.
Yeah, that's alright. Do you guys have a website?
We do, yes. animalthingschange.org.uk.
That'd be useful as well. There we go. Okay, yeah, that was
So far, I'm just documenting action.
That's alright.
So I'll get us to reach out to the Friends of Miss Wallyfield directly. But I've got currently. So does it sound good for you to try and get us in touch with Elspeth, Charles, Rachel, and Jackie? If you could just CC us in an email.
Yeah. Okay. So I will. What I'll do as well is I'll speak to these people first.
Yes, that's fine.
So it's Elspeth, Charles, Jackie, Rachel.
Who's Jackie again?
So she's just another volunteer.
Okay.
And I will also, I probably won't put you in touch with Charles just because I know how busy he is.
Sure.
So what I will do is I'll speak to Charles to see if he knows of anybody else who can put you in touch with.
Okay.
That makes sense.
That'd be great. Yeah.
Which I think would be better because he just wouldn't have time to do anything with you. To be honest.
Not even a 10-minute meeting, do you reckon?
Maybe, but I'll have a chat with him.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay. Cool. Thanks so much.
Is that everything?
I think that's everything,
Okay.
unless there's anyone else that comes to mind that might be able to put us onto other people.
If anybody does that, I'll let you know. But
Yeah.
so I feel like I haven't been particularly helpful there. But
No, you've been great, honestly.
but
I mean, four leads to potentially.
yeah,
Like we're really trying to just get a sense of like who's out there,
Yeah.
and then even if it'll probably take some time, but if putting that investment ends up with like finding 3 people who do amazing stuff, like that'll be worth it.
All right, fabulous.
Can I grab your email? Is that an easier way to
that's fine,
contact you?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. So it's a.gregson@gregson.co.uk. And I mean, I should say, it goes without saying, but we've got space available as well. If you ever need, we'll have a chat.
Yeah, that's almost a certainty.